I think it's like maple swing swing.
Yeah. Maple swing swing is what you do after work and you hit the bar.
Maybe.
You get some mead, some maple swing swing.
A maple swing swing night in Canada.
Yeah, give me the maple
Here's
swing
to
swing.
that. Maple
It's
swing
like
swing.
hockey was invented when Canadians found a beaver's tail and started knocking it across the ice with a stick. They've never stopped playing it since.
It wasn't the beaver's tail, it was just the beaver.
They taped a beaver to a stick and started whacking things.
Yep, that's how
And then they hit the ball and they're like, yo, hold on.
Originally, they just kept knocking a duck around until eventually that got mean, so they switched it to a puck.
Yeah.
Or they just kept hitting the duck until it like compressed it.
Well, the beaver was a lot less likely to fly away.
Yeah.
But they still called it something similar to a duck, a puck.
Yeah.
A duck puck.
A puck is just a compressed duck.
Yes. You just put it in a vice until eventually.
Somebody runs out on the ice with a cup of water, pours it on the bucket, and just pops.
Dehydrate. No, that's why you have to do it in the winter, because if it's warm, then it'll just thaw out.
Yeah.
That's why you don't see ducks in the winter, because they shrink down because of the cold.
That's why you can't play hockey where it's warm, because they just pop back into ducks and fly off.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to start it on the beginning of whatever the duck puck is. Thank you. This is podcast 40, actually. So whole 40. That's oh my God, we've been doing this for like a year and a half. But today we have a special guest. I forgot his name.
What's his
Kyle.
name? No.
Kyle, too.
No, we all have to give our own names.
Oh yeah, we will.
Yeah.
But we have special guests. But starting from left here, we have
John.
Adam.
Andrew.
Saul the stench discerner.
The what?
Discerner?
Yeah,
Discerner.
stench discerner. Now you're in a car and you're driving down the road and you're like, is that a skunk? But you're not sure if it's a skunk or if one of your friends just ripped a really nasty fart. It's my job to figure that out.
Wait, do you have to be in the car?
I don't have to be in the car. You can call me up and I'll just know because I'm an expert. Like, hello, sir. Did my friend fart or is that a skunk? And I'll be like, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I know he's an expert because like the other day when we were streaming,
Yeah.
Michael like gets up and leaves, and then he comes back, we're like,
were
I'm
very
like,
upset.
what were you doing? And he's like, nothing. I'm like, what were you doing? He's like, okay, the pizza upset me. I had to go fart. He left the room.
That's the polite thing to do.
Yeah, I went over there and I just blew up the room next door.
You went over there. You got a bathroom with a fan right there.
I went that way. I just went away from that room.
There's
When
a
I have
fan.
to fart, so I must turn right.
Okay.
I didn't think it'd be so bad that I needed like ventilation systems to carry it out.
Yeah,
If you have an option of a ventilated room or a non-ventilated room to release toxic gases,
Are you
go
are
to
you
the
not
ventilated
sus?
room.
you went over towards the furnace, which is not a good place to go and release a bunch of
It
gas.
is if you're trying to save money.
Wait, did you just open it up?
Just open it up, you supply it, gives a little boost of heat throughout the house. Nice.
Oh God, that was so.
Bro, I'm upstairs. Don't do that.
It's like I'm mixing some chemicals. There's a fume hood over there, but that's closer.
Walter, Mr. White, what you cooking? It's awful.
It looks like one of those, like when a smoke machine turns on, it just starts going out.
just see like a green smog.
You hear,
the other room.
hear pops, some flashes.
All the freaking neighbors think we have the fireplace going on.
Just everybody's ears pop in a 10-mile radius.
From the pressure.
From the sheer change in pressure.
Don't put this man on an airplane. You're on a
Birds start
no-fly
falling
list.
out of the sky.
This sounds like Shrek.
That does. You're right.
I mean, it's pretty close.
Onions, Michael.
Well, they're in layers.
Are you in layers?
No.
Yes, he is.
Well, anyways, like I
all
mentioned, so Kyle couldn't make it, so we have Adam the Amazing here. Adam actually edits the podcast now,
Yeah.
too. So, but yeah, he's filling in for Kyle for this week. And otherwise, everything should be like normal. Otherwise, so John, what was your topic for today?
So actually on the way here, I stopped off and picked up a new router. And that got me questioning, since I'm renting my router and they just said, oh, you're due for a new one. Here's a free one. If you could just annually get anything in your life replaced with a new one every year, just whenever you wanted, what thing in your life would you have replaced?
Kidney.
New kidney every year.
And you kidney every year.
What do you do with
Like,
the old one?
okay, well, first,
I used it up.
No, they let you keep it because it's obsolete.
do they have to cut them open every time?
No, wait, that's not part
Installation is included.
of it. Yeah.
Well, okay, but that sounds like eventually your body's gonna like fight back and be like, "You cut me open." Like,
no, they got teleporter technology.
wait,
No, installation and disposal is included, but we're not talking about teleportation here. This
Yeah,
is current
he's
technology.
asking about it being replaced,
Sorry.
and you're like, "Well, what if they also invented teleportation?"
Yes, what if I had my reality replaced every... No, that's not what we're talking about, Michael.
I mean, now that you throw that out there.
Yeah, because
I hate this universe.
Look,
Give me
I'm
a
just
new
going to
one.
collect kidneys now. Just keep them around just in case.
You just said that they were useless. They
You
were
get a
used
new
up.
one
I'll
every year.
I'll sell them.
You can't sell used up kidneys.
That's
Well,
people do that all the
you
time.
relabel it. You just-
Expiration date, 1 more year.
Wait, refurbished kidney.
yeah, and that's the whole. The whole point of a kidney is to refurbish crap.
Nobody's
Yeah.
getting brand new kidneys. Nobody's getting those except babies.
But I
They
want to
made
know,
them.
like, you're getting a new one every year, and there's like this, like, whole like,
List of people on dialysis just dying,
Yeah,
waiting.
No, I'm selling them.
you are
Make money.
you are the 40K emperor of kidneys.
Yeah.
Like literally, like 40 psychos die every year to make that man have his kidneys.
Gotta find the good ones.
Yeah.
Psychers are pretty rare if you only have access to one planet.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm trying to think of what I would. So you're saying it would be for free to replace?
Yeah, every year, like, if you want a new one, here, have a new one.
I was gonna say house because it would be kind of like it, but then
You'd have to move
Yep.
every year.
Then that
sounds
would. I'm
awful.
thinking moving wouldn't be included because apparently it wasn't with Michael.
Well, you just want body parts. I'm gonna like just get more body parts we can share.
No.
The inner capitalist in me thought that you wanted a new house every year so you can accumulate a bunch of houses to become a massive landlord.
Oh,
You would. That's
I
true.
I have it. A new car.
No.
Yeah, I like that.
I want a new car every year because like
Then lease.
Oh.
no because I'm getting it for free.
Yeah.
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 Like you just want to piss better. I at least want to. I want to help the
I
environment.
want to drink better.
I want to help the environment by wasting a car every year.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, you can have them dispose of it, or you could drive it into a creek. It's up to you.
Just what's happening back there? That's my car down. I stopped up that entire creek.
No, they always like every year. It seems like they're adding some cool stuff to cars, and especially right now, if you want to get a car, like the wait list and whatever. But if they just went like, boop, new car, and therefore because it was a free car, having to not have to pay for a car, no repair costs, you'd have to pay for gas. But if it was a brand new car, probably was under some kind of warranty.
I don't need an oil change. You'll just get a new one. Just car change.
Yeah, just let it no oil change for an entire year.
Yep.
And when that thing is grinded to the end, you just
Someone else's problem.
yeah, that's for Big Bob's car lot now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be my car.
Could someone jiggle my wires? Because I'm only hearing out of one ear. Okay, that
Okay, you hear better now?
my ears work.
Oh, that's
Wait,
good.
now the other one's deaf.
Oh, so you
Fine,
should, you should
it's
probably
fine.
you should probably wish for new ears then.
It's good. Do you want new? I want a new headset every year.
Adam, what's your answer?
Teeth.
Teeth.
What are you doing? to your
Actually,
teeth?
that would suck. To
No.
replace-
They have to install
No.
them.
Here's how it works.
Oh no.
I get new teeth being built in within me to replace the next layer, like how the baby
Like a
teeth
shark?
fall. No, like how baby teeth fall out. And
Like a shark.
Yeah, like a shark. I want it to work like a shark.
You can just get implants once and be good forever.
I am not having. No.
Wait. Again, Michael.
What?
He gets it for free for life,
Yeah.
and you're like,
And he wants to do that every year?
don't
No.
do that.
It's
do
like
this.
my teeth pop out and the new set comes in, like sharks.
Well, John, is this?
I tried to have this based in reality, and now we're saying I want to be like a shark.
It's reality because sharks do it. I can do it
Okay.
too.
Sharks
Hey,
exist. Fine.
I was realistic.
You fell into the spirit of the thing.
I was a good boy.
I'm going to have a new organ to sell every year, so that's cool.
You just said it's used up. You can't use
every organ that somebody gets from a donor is a used
Oh, the
organ.
one that my mom gave me.
But why would you need
Yes,
new
you
kidneys?
used it.
Just get rid of your kidneys and just walk around with the dialysis machine.
Just sell them.
Yeah, no, just like walk with it. You can just roll with it, and then you're all good. Why would you need a new one every year?
I could just sell somebody else's kidneys. I don't
Also,
have to
what
sell
is
mine.
wrong with your kidney? Is there something wrong with your life that literally a new kidney is going to make a
It's
life?
just good to know it's there, you know? It's
You know
kinda like
what?
keeping a backup like battery in your car.
It doesn't say they have to take away the old one.
Yeah, you take care of
I could have,
disposal.
like 3 kidneys.
You got like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I could drink myself silly.
I think you still have a liver.
You'd go so fast.
Yeah, you should have asked for livers, dingus.
You could have said new organs, but it's too late now. Anyways, Adam. So you want shark teeth?
I want shark teeth because I hated that if I do get a cavity, that's on me.
Well,
I didn't brush good
if you had
enough,
shark
or I ate
teeth-
poorly. But if I get shark teeth, they are new, they're fresh. I don't have to feel like, oh, if I just really didn't want to brush my teeth for a year and let the shits fall out, and then it's like, it's okay, I'm getting a new one in like 2 days.
Wait, you have new shark's teeth. So is it like a baby shark is like murdered and then you just get their teeth?
No, it's just that I'm growing teeth from up here and they're going to replace my teeth down there. That's how sharks work.
Yeah, but then you'd be losing like a tooth every month.
Why?
Oh, imagine how much money he's going to get from the tooth fairy.
No, because if you're like a shark, the teeth are constantly growing in, and you're constantly having teeth fall out for the new ones to come in.
Fine, I want them all to just pop out like once like it's Connect 4 and I just lost the game.
That
okay?
sounds like sometime at like in January 4th, you just suddenly feel you're like, oh no, and like this eruption of pain as your entire mouth explodes.
I'm just
Like-
imagining you're presenting something at work, just standing in front of an audience, then all of a sudden, teeth and blood explode out of your mouth, and just, well, back to our quarterly projections.
Yes.
This guy in the corner just vomiting.
Pulls out his pacifier to chew on.
Once a year, my mouth just makes the Lego death sound effect. Yeah, you know the sound effect. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, John, what was yours then?
Well,
A new router?
no, I mean we kind of were getting into fantasy, but Adam kind of brought it back. I was either gonna say if Argo hadn't actually followed the rules, I was gonna say new body. But
What?
But then you wouldn't be John.
That's what I want.
no, same mustache, new body. But
Is that where
but-
implant.
everything that makes John is in the
yes,
mustache?
but the realistic one is I want a different room in my same house remodeled every year.
Oh, that's not
Yeah,
boring.
that way I don't have to clean it. It's just everything is new.
Yeah, but you're gonna have people in your house like all the time.
No, they do it quick.
No.
They can do it quick.
Yeah, he just
Like-
leaves the window open overnight and the gnomes come in.
I like the new body idea.
He said keep it realistic.
Switch it up.
Wait.
I
What you're
said
s-
no because we're trying to be realistic.
Wait,
But if
so
you were to get a new body, would you like maybe 1 year want to be a female, but you still have the mustache, so you just be a female with a mustache?
I'd do that for a year, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Or you could be like a horse.
No,
For a
but
bit.
it would always be a body that's under 30.
Of course.
Yeah.
You're exempt.
wait, so you just basically made altered carbon.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds amazing.
It
I
sounds
want
great.
that. Yeah, it does.
It was a
It
good
really
show.
does.
Do you know
I
what?
want them to bring that back.
You know what you are? You just want to live the freaking Avatar life, the James Cameron Avatar life.
If I,
well,
blue.
if I
kind
could
of.
be giant blue and a cat,
Giant blue Smurf.
Giant blue cat. Well, I don't know. They tried to do that with the Cats movie.
those weren't blue.
Well,
Yeah,
it
That's
all-
why that movie was bad.
Yeah,
just
the
gotta-
reason that movie was bad was because they weren't blue.
So what if they took the cats and then they brought in a Willy Wonka?
Oompa Loompa cats?
No, the blueberry thing. They eat the blueberry thing.
But those are
very
round
nice.
cats.
They're very round rolly cats.
There was
Rumble
not.
cats?
There is no one who's fat in Avatar. There are no fat avatars.
That's because they only eat
I
like
could be the first.
the bugs that fall into their mouth.
Adam wants to be the first fat avatar. hey, I'm the fat avatar.
It's like, how did you do it? All we eat is like plankton from the sea. Oh, you ate a lot of plankton.
I found McDonald's.
That's how humanity finally defeats the blue people. Is they just have fast food show on the planet.
I spared this one plankton, and he opened up a fast food restaurant. I eat there every day.
Stupid chum bucket.
Start keeling over.
Oh, you
from
go there
heart
too?
Ooh. Anyway. Yeah.
Adam.
So, Adam, what was your question then?
Oh boy, my question. All right, so it's a bit of a nonsensical one.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you cannot tell the actual truth for this.
What?
But my question is, what happened to Kyle? Make a story about it.
Oh.
Improv trivia.
Oh, no. What happened to Kyle?
What happened to Kyle?
Well, you know that bear that we were seeing on our camping trip? Well,
Yeah?
we had made the mistake of it didn't actually get our wallet, but it found like
Cocaine.
well it found Kyle's address,
Oh,
and it's been tracking him
yeah.
for quite a while now.
So
Yeah.
do they like go to Red Lobster for a date?
No, yeah, he owes that bear child support.
Oh no.
It's coming.
Things happened up there in the woods.
Yeah.
Apparently, they don't stay in the woods. It's not like Vegas.
That's why you shouldn't give cocaine to a bear. Things get crazy.
Yeah, surprisingly, the memory wasn't affected. It remembered stuff.
Oh, it remembered
We
enough.
thought we brought enough whiskey that we thought that at least the bear would forget this stuff, but no.
Can't forget the kid.
Yeah.
No, cocaine keeps the memories.
It's half man, half bear.
Which half is bear, which half is man?
The good halves.
Yeah, the good halves.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any
That's-
difference.
Yes, it does.
No.
It's a man bear, Kyle.
The strength of
Bear, half man, half bear, half child.
It's like, which part is Kyle? And the bear punches through drywall.
Like, oh, it's just his right arm. His right arm is wearing the monster hat. Yes.
Oh no,
it would just-
bear.
it was born with a hat.
that would make sense.
Yeah.
It is strapped to his head.
He's got grizzly pride.
Yep.
Yeah.
For me, Kyle made a big mistake. He stepped on a crack, and it broke his mother's back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And her heart.
And
Yeah.
yes,
He
and
promised her he never would
so
do
he,
that.
he's had to run to the hospital with his mother, and on the way he also broke a mirror. So he's in a rough spot right now. He needs lots of love and praise.
It's sad.
Yep.
It's real sad.
Yep. And then his loving girlfriend, the bear,
Yeah.
is there to support him.
Yeah. That's good.
They'll get through this.
Lots of hugs.
Lots of bear hugs.
Yeah. It's Kyle. He found Jesus, and Jesus found him, and they've been locked in a death fight ever since. Oh man,
His mortal enemy.
he's like just anime style, like battling in the streets with sticks. Yeah,
Which streets?
Sticks?
yeah, they got sticks. They found them.
Pointy ones? Or
Just pull them off a tree,
Just blunt.
and they're just
sticks.
like in the whacking each other and crying a
So
little bit.
Jesus, the immortal being, comes down from heaven, and his
Yeah.
first idea for a weapon is, "I'm grabbing a stick."
Well, first it started
Is
as
Jesus
like
immortal?
slaps.
Because he's died a couple of
died.
times.
Yeah, and he came back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The way I've seen immortality work in a lot of media is just that you're immortal, sure, but if something comes up to kill you, you're not immortal to a death wound. You're just immortal in that your natural lifespan is eternal.
So if you shoot Goku in the head and then he dies and comes back.
he did do that a few times. They put a hole
Yeah.
through him.
It depends. Is there a difference between immortal and invincible? I would think that so. Immortal means forever life. Invincible means unable to be killed.
Unable to be injured.
Injured. Okay, so there is a difference, and they're basically two sides of a coin.
I wouldn't call them opposites.
If you're
Not
in-
opposites, but if you basically true godlyhood would be both.
Yeah, it's like the same side of a pizza, but one side's burnt and the other side's okay. You can still eat that one side.
What?
That's my analogy.
No, that was a bad analogy.
The other side is completely.
Which side
burnt.
is the burnt side?
That's probably the immortal side.
The mortal. I mean,
Wanna be the
okay.
invincible side.
Charcoal will
It's
last
the-
forever.
Well, like Hercules was immortal, but they threw poison on him so that his skin was constantly burning and he was constantly in agony. So he decided, yeah, I'm going to give up my immortality so that I can just go hang out with the gods instead of being burning for the rest of eternity.
Well, so what about
option.
What about me from like Doctor Who?
Well, she can
She's technically
like if you put her in a blender.
If you put her hand in a blender, she loses that hand.
No,
She would wear the hand back.
no, because so me as a character from Doctor Who, where she had a chip that was in her head that didn't know how to deal with human biology, and so basically it would just bring the body back to whatever state it needed to be in, but it was at the state that the chip was added. So essentially, she had a human mind that thousands and thousands of years. Actually, she ended up living to the end of the universe, and she was always exactly as she was. I'm
assuming she was lucky because there were so many states of being that it could default you to. Like if you, for all eternity, had the hiccups.
Oh no, it didn't. Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Or for all eternity, you had an eyelash in your eye.
Well, he put it on when she had already died, so technically, it already knew how to bring her back to life, but then stuck there. But she still had a human mind, and so that as time went forward, she kept forgetting things. And so she had a whole library of books that were written about herself to herself, and she would reread them sometimes as fiction because she had she couldn't remember any of it.
I'm just imagining that she was like running to the bathroom because she had to take the biggest poop.
Just eternally pooping.
That's the thing, put the chip in. So she's eternally always like really having to poop.
I'm pretty sure there's
No matter how much she poops, the chip regenerates the poop.
Oh,
no, there's a certain amount of mass that it can't keep adding. That's the whole question about like about a lot of things like Hulk and stuff, where you have somebody that adds mass. Like, where did the mass come from?
Where did the poop come from?
Where did the poop come from?
I see
Space
this
poop.
this chip in my forehead.
Sci-fi poop.
Yes. Dr. Poop.
Doctor Poop. We did that on the stream before. We had two horses in a porter potty flying around to the Doctor Who.
That's great.
No, we've had phone booths. We've had police boxes. We need a time-traveling porta potty.
Yeah, exactly.
We had a hot tub time machine.
We did.
So,
And then for
what
me,
happened? Well, did Michael give his story?
yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Oh, yeah,
It was
yeah.
Jesus.
So, yeah, what was your story of Kyle?
Yeah, so my story with Kyle was I actually ran into him at the store the other day, and I mentioned to him, back again so soon, Kyle. And he went, what? And I'm like, you were here yesterday. Why are you here again? And then he's just like, I have to leave. And then he just left abruptly.
Abruptly?
And I text him and I go, what was that all about? He's like, I'm on the run. My doppelganger is nearby. He's finally caught up to me. Because the legend with doppelgangers is if a doppelganger catches to you, they will replace you. So he is currently on the run from his doppelganger.
Wait,
I think the doppelganger would be a good thing.
haven't they already replaced you? Because it's a doppelganger.
No.
Yeah, get the doppelganger to pay the bear child support.
Well, which one is the real one and which one's the fake one then?
That's whoever comes out of it alive, I guess.
Well, oh, okay.
There are two Kyles within him, and only one will survive.
Yes. There are two Kyles battling within you.
One is battling Jesus, the other is a bad child support.
It's like two are battling with me. Get out of me, Kyle. Get out.
That's what the bear said.
Yes. Well, we'll hear from him. We'll hear from whoever picks up the phone.
Yes, it's like, well, which is you, the real one? Actually, we don't care. As long as you just keep buying some booze and
Wait, he's paying child support and booze?
like, are you the real one or not? Like, well, the real Kyle owes me like $50 a month. Like, yeah, okay. He's a fake, but it's okay. As long as he pays me.
That's all that matters.
Money?
Yes, the money.
It was always my dream to have a clone so I could make them go to work for me so I could sit home and play video games.
And you'd get some kidneys.
Yeah?
That was...
But only two of them.
Yeah, limited supply.
That's literally a Calvin and Hobbes bit. Where he made
Stealing kidneys?
No! I mean, it could have been with his track record, but...
Tiger's claws could get him out.
That tiger is evil.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's the bit where he makes a cloning machine because he wants to send the clone to school, but then the clone doesn't know shit and he gets in trouble. So then he makes a second cloning machine where they're smart. And then they reason with him saying, we shouldn't go to school because we're just as great. Let's make more clones and one of them will eventually go to school. And then they just had a bunch of Calvins mucking about, ruining the reputation for regular Calvin.
So that doll invented cloning?
No, Calvin invented cloning. It's like
At like the age of 8?
yes.
Yeah. He also went to Mars.
went to
Spaceman
Mar-
Piss.
yep.
Or Spaceman Spiff.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's all a lie.
He also invented the big sport Calvin ball.
Yeah, he also turned a stuffed animal into a real tiger. So, yeah.
To murder all of
So-
his
No, he
family.
captured it in the first comic. He caught it with a sandwich.
Is the idea of that that's an actual real living thing, or is it just a kid's imagination thing?
kid's imagination thing?
Yeah.
I can see the yeast of this beer.
Yeah, as opposed to.
Oh,
No, that's
yeah.
a good thing.
I mean, like every other comic in Calvin and Hobbes, you see the stuffed animal. So that is not a real tiger.
Yeah.
I'm not a believer in Calvin and Hobbes.
I don't believe that the comic exists.
No,
I don't even think that tiger's real.
I've never seen it in a newspaper.
Yeah, the only real tiger to me is Tigger.
He's not even a tiger. He's the only one of his kind.
Hey, what was he again?
T.I. double gun.
Oh, he was a
He's
Tigger.
Tigger.
Okay, that made sense. But I mean, that's like me saying, "What is your name?" My name is Human.
Yes.
Human.
Oh,
Yeah, HUMMAN.
Human.
Human.
I like to think it's just because Christopher Robin couldn't. Want to show that for the camera?
John, very nice. So
poor.
we
For
do-
the viewers or for the non-viewers at home, the head of my beer.
It's massive.
It's 90% of
okay,
your glass.
remember from was it from Ant-Man, the big-headed dude?
Yes, MODOK.
MODOK. Yeah, you basically say the MODOK of beers.
Yep. It's 90% head.
It's working its way.
That's a lot of head.
Yep.
But anyways, so my
It's not a dick.
that's good. Thank
For
you.
those people listening,
Yes. So,
not a dick.
but for my question, because I've been playing a video game, had like little robots that people can jump into. So my idea was like, if you had the ability to have a robot armor that you could jump into, and it could be small or big, any size that you really wanted it to be.
How do you jump into a little?
No, like it's your choice. Like it's like, do you want to have it be like an equivalent size to you, like exoskeleton, or like the giant Evangelion? Doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. So you can't like jump into a hamster-sized robot.
No. Let's just say that it's like a real physical thing that you can jump into, and it could only do one mundane task for you. What would that mundane task be?
I know exactly what I want. I just want a bed that'll drive me places.
So
Your
a bed?
Your robot.
Your
so
robot's-
your robot exoskeleton is a bed.
Yes. I climb into it. I'll say, take me to like.
No, you're the one doing it. Yeah, it's a robot thing. It's not a it's a robot skeleton in that like a mechanical.
This isn't
skeleton.
doing things for you.
Yeah.
It's making any one task really, really easy.
You think I have to sleep on my own volition now?
I mean,
Yeah,
if
so like you could, if you said stuffing envelopes, you could like stuff thousands of envelopes really fast, but
awful.
you'd have to do it.
I like the idea.
Well, that's why you don't pick stuffing envelopes, Michael.
you know how
Good,
like
I won't. I'm gonna sleep.
you know those anime scenes with like and like all the like the super like starting it up and whatever, and then you just get inside and then the bed folds up and you're like
It folded me like an envelope.
like you hit the wrong button.
Doesn't even have that button.
You self-enveloped.
The
No, it's
self-destruct bed.
I like the idea of like the most mundane, simple things that you would normally do day to day being done in some giant robot suit.
Yeah.
Like mine would be taking out the trash.
It's not that hard.
I know, that's what's great about it. So like literally like you're walking outside, you just like this big Mac just like pushing the trash to the street and somebody's like waving hello and you're like, hello, Mrs. And then like and like I'm done for the day.
No,
Like could you fight crime? No. It only takes out the trash.
no, for me it would be just exercising.
What's the
what?
exercises for you?
Wait, like look,
That's
I can
like
lift 1,000 pounds.
John wants those vibrating machines you just kind of leaned into. It's like works off the fat for you, and you just
He wants to be able to put it on his Tinder profile that he can bench press 1,000 pounds.
No, I just want to like turn on Netflix and just press play and start watching and my arms are doing stuff and I'm working out, but I don't actually have to pay attention to any of the exercise.
But you have to, because like it's not the moving of the limbs, it's the resistance.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna go to sleep now and you just keep flailing me around. Like what is John doing?
No, I have to pay attention to it like in the back of my mind, just keep doing that, but I need to catch up on The Office.
Remember the short.
Exercising works.
Remember the short, like going to the store.
Yes, it's
Like
exactly like that.
I'm thinking that's you going down the street. You're just napping and you're just flailing going down the street.
You had to play the music too while you're doing it.
Like that's what you're gonna look like.
Yeah, I'm going to go for 5-mile run. 5-mile run.
I feel like you can just put like an electric line in your mouth and that'll happen. You'll flail about.
I want to keep my tongue.
You asked for too much. You can have one or the other, not both.
I can either have a jacked bod or a tongue.
Yeah.
But I have to choose.
Tongue is the strongest organism in your body.
No,
Organism?
I'm the strongest organism in my body.
Yes.
If there's a stronger organism in my body, I'm worried.
I challenge you to a dual tongue.
Just waiting.
All right, if you're challenging a tongue to a duel, is that just a kissing contest?
Just like
Tongue wrestling.
They do that in what was it? Kung Pao. That was the thing. Like they have like a whole like tongue duel.
Just
It's just a makeout scene.
Yeah, it kind of was in a weird way,
but it was with a baby.
but
I don't like the sound
No,
of
the
that.
first one was him trying to kill the baby and then the tongue attacking him.
yeah, but I think they do have two tongues that go at it.
the baby?
No, not with the there's no tongue in your baby.
Good. I was concerned.
I don't like this.
This
Different rating.
No, this is Argo's favorite movie with a baby.
No, it's my second. It's my second favorite movie.
Okay, second favorite movie is a baby tonguing an old man.
Yeah.
I don't like the sound of that.
Okay, there's
And then-
definitely context needed for that one.
Oh yes,
that
the old man has a knife and forces the baby to do it.
Oh no. What is
Okay,
this movie?
in the baby's defense, the house is on fire.
Yes.
Like, does that make it better or worse?
Yes, the old man has killed the baby's parents and held a knife to him, and then the baby has to tongue him to stay
But he
alive.
escapes.
Yes, the baby escapes and falls off of a cliff.
Like
I feel like the man
for
got
a
what he wanted.
long.
Yes.
One of my favorite scenes from that movie is the baby gets thrown down the hill, goes and then it like
Aw,
then
so cute.
Yeah, but then it hits a rock and it goes and then yeah, but then a lady pops up and she grabs the baby. She's like, "Oh, that's so cute. Oh, bye-bye," and she tosses it back down the hill.
It's fantastic.
It's an amazing start to the movie. But Adam, what would you do with the Big Mac?
If I had a Big Mech,
That you could do one mundane
menial,
task.
One menial task. I think it'd just be funny if I told it to open up Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like I give it a pack because I'm too lazy.
No,
to open
you have
it.
to wear it. You still do the work.
Oh,
You're
right.
just wearing the suit.
So
now.
you would
Right.
be able to open 1,000 packs in 5 seconds.
That's not as fun. Hold on.
You're like
Why
Michael.
does it have to be so fast? Hold on.
You
don't
could
know,
slow it down.
maybe-
You could open 1 pack in 5,000 seconds.
Well, maybe it can be like super anime about it though, and be like whooshing, like it
I'm
does all the sound
already
effects.
anime when I open my packs, dog.
He is becoming
I had a compliment when I was at the card shop, not here, but like back when I was playing when I was in college, where someone was like, Adam, you and your brother, you shuffle your decks and like draw your cards completely different than everyone else here. You guys do it eloquently. And I'm just like, I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult, but I'll take it as a compliment. It's like, you just make it look cool. And I'm like, stop talking.
When they ask you like, so why did what was with that move? And you're like, because the camera's looking from that direction.
Yes.
And like you go whooshing.
I have, look, sometimes you do have an audience because some people lost early and they have nothing to do. So they'll just watch other people play.
Yeah.
I like to make it entertaining.
got a boomerang card.
You gotta-
flip back to you.
You gotta do the one call out. Be like, take one card and be like, say what it is, and then flip it and let it drop.
I legitimately have done that where I had a 2-minute buildup while my opponent was doing his turn. I'm like, I have no response. Go about doing your play. I'm going to talk to these guys. And so I'm like saying, so right now his board state's insane, but there's one card that I run that isn't standard for this deck that I run as a goof. And if I draw it, I literally just win the game here. So let's just draw it. I'm like, oh, here it is. And then I play it and then I just won because of it. And they're just like, brah, like the whole whole store just like.
Did you hit
erupted.
play on your phone while this was going on? Just da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah. Wait.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Wait, is that the Attack on Titan song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because that fits for everything.
What is
That's a
It
great
does
song.
fit for everything.
Is there a traditional Yu-Gi-Oh song?
Well, there's a lot of like heroic like music from the.
Well, there's
different
some,
animes.
but like the Attack on Titan and like
The
Pokemon.
time of my life.
That's as he's leaving. Tips his hat. He walks out the door.
Yeah.
You gotta. Do you have a theme song for Yu-Gi-Oh? You gotta.
Okay, in my head I do play. In my head I play from. If I'm having a goddamn roller time, I have the song with lyrics that was used back in the 5Ds anime, the third series that was used. It's called Clear Mind. And it's such a cool song.
So you should bring your phone and just play that.
Yeah.
Like just do, and then you gotta like get a voice modulator to make it super deep, so you could be like Yugi when it's like using the heart of the cards.
And now,
Like I now unleash the heart of the cards.
So
Dark Magician.
I did a while ago a mix song. I showed it to you. It was me singing terribly to that one Yu-Gi-Oh clip that I did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I have that. I haven't had the opportunity to use it yet because everybody's reading my cards. But if somebody doesn't and they do the thing that my song explicitly says is the first line of text, I am going to just pull it up on somebody and have it play.
You gotta have it ready though, because if you're like, hold on, stop everything, I gotta go pull up this
Oh yeah,
video
no,
really quick.
I have that saved in my library and ready to just instantly pull up.
I have it on my desktop as a single button push. Like, like suddenly it just starts playing like something completely different. Like it's suddenly like the Barbie's Dream House theme song. Like, oh, wrong one. Hold on.
I'm a bitch.
I'm a lover. I'm a child.
No, wait.
Wrong song.
There was a funny bit where I did start singing because my opponent went. I draw for turning. Goes, if you say proceed to enter battle phase, I'm going to kill you. And the card I draw is exactly what I need to do to say proceed to enter battle phase. So I instead go, the whole world is proceed to enter battle phase. Kind to me, because it's just like a 33% chance you draw it. I drew it, and it was very funny. And then he goes, I hate this so much right now.
33%
Was it the card
chance.
or you're singing?
No, it was the card. He was more frustrated that I drew. I always do that against him specifically, where he's just like, "Don't draw that card." And I'm like, "I'm gonna draw that card," and I do, and that's just our thing now.
Wait,
I
if
love
it's
that.
33% chance, then that means a third of your cards are this one card.
No, it's a 33% chance to open it because you start out with 5 cards in hand in a 40-card deck. You run 3 copies of that card. So you statistically have a 33% chance to at least open 1 copy if you run it at 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
yes.
But also that means you put way too much thought into and research into
No,
the
it's
mathematics.
it's general mathematics.
Yeah, I know you did the math.
Everybody does the math if you want to be competitive.
No.
Yes, if you aren't following the meta, you're not playing the game.
Just imagining the numbers whizzing by your head.
Yes.
And then that one 12-year-old kid who was possessed by an Egyptian king for some reason just zooms by.
Yeah,
It's fun.
Well, anyways, I don't want to get lost on track. So, Michael, what was your question then?
See, I've had this question that's been bothering me my entire life since about noon today.
Oh,
Wow, whole life, one day.
My whole life since about noon.
That's how far back you can. That's as far back as you can remember.
Nothing existed before then. But was Mary Poppins a drug-pushing Time Lord?
The Time Lord thing, I've actually heard something like that before.
heard that,
She's
yeah.
British, which makes her halfway there.
She did come back like 40 years later.
She doesn't age.
Well, she doesn't age. She's fancy in some way. Maybe like her sonic screwdriver is the umbrella,
Yeah, that makes sense. She flies around in
and
it.
she has a TARDIS bag.
Yeah.
No, I could very much see. Actually, which came first, the Time Lords or
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins?
I think
Mary.
Time Lords were first.
No, I think Mary Poppins was the spawner of the Time Lords.
She's
Yeah.
like the eldritch god of time. Lords.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's an eldritch god
I don't think she's a drug lord though.
I think she's a drug
because
with sugar.
no,
No,
that was the standard medicine of that time.
what, the stuff that makes you see magical, talking, dancing penguins?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of that time.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, fair.
It's just I've got a cough. Well, here, have some opium.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's like, I can get your children to settle down. Here, children, take your medicine. It's
You ever heard of laudanum? That's a mixture of opium and morphine.
I mean, it still makes her a drug pusher, but it just makes her an accepted drug pusher.
Wait, so is opium a Time Lord drug?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they actually travel through time, or they're just high all the time?
All we're seeing is just us.
If she was a
We're
drug,
in the Roman period.
no, if she was a drug-pushing Time Lord, you'd think she'd have some space drugs, like the spice from Dune.
Well, the opium we get here doesn't have walruses in the cartoons, so that's new.
Are you a Time Lord, Michael? Does that
If I
explain
had
everything?
2 hearts, I'd have fewer problems.
He's barely getting by with one.
I would like to try spice.
Well, okay, so I've never seen Dune, but I know spice is a drug, but is it like a super fancy drug?
Well, essentially, in the world of Dune, they said computers bad, so make humans into computers, and spice makes a human a much better computer.
So
Isn't it
just makes
also
them super
fuel?
smart.
Yeah.
You're just trying to close that gap that you're already approaching.
Well, I'm gonna be replaced by a computer eventually, so
We all are.
like,
Chat GBT, no.
They're gonna. I think I made a comment recently on the social medias where I said they're gonna build steam hammers to beat us all down eventually. Steam hammers to beat us all
Steam
down.
hammers?
Yeah.
Why steam hammers specifically?
John Henry.
Yeah. Well, everyone has a hand brain right now, which is their phone. Well, why can't you just have a brain?
Brain.
Some people don't
Like-
use their brain.
Like a brain to do your brain stuff?
A brain to do my brain.
But then what's... Okay, this sounds like in 40K what caused the end of the world, where like, well, what if we just made some like other species that did all the work for us? Oh, okay, that's great. But then that other species is like, wow, this is a lot of work. What if we also made a species and then it ended the galaxy?
And then computers are just brains.
It just sounds like the Matrix.
We'll just install this human skull into a wall, and it'll open doors for us.
The
we'll make this brain.
That's 40K.
We'll make
That
this
is 40K, yeah.
We'll make this brain. It's as smart as we are, and it's good, but it will have the limitation of it can't fight against us. Okay, well then brain's like, well, what if we just made another brain that didn't have that limitation?
No.
Like, no,
Stop it.
you didn't tell us we can't do that. You said we can't be aggressive towards you, but we can make somebody else that's aggressive towards you.
You do run the risk of human brains being used as computers. That you'll have a computer that thinks pineapples go on pizza.
And that's when the computer crashes.
Yeah, that's when they have to destroy that computer.
No, that's when they have to end the universe.
No, that's the Blade Runner question. It's not you're in a desert and you flip over a turtle. It's you have a pizza and there's pineapple on it. What do you do? And if you don't answer, throw it away. You're a robot, and they need to decommission you.
Oh, what do they call it? The what is the test for AI?
Turing
test. Yeah, so that's pineapple on pizza is the Turing test of our time.
Yes.
So anytime Domino's gets an order for pineapple on pizza, they report it to the government.
Yes. The Blade Runners show up.
Okay, but if you put ham on the pizza too, it's pretty.
It's
good.
Canadian bacon.
Ham on a
Michael.
pizza is fine because it's like big bacon.
Yeah.
But
No, you put the pineapple and the ham.
but I mean, you gonna put apple
No.
on a pizza?
That's
Apple?
a pie.
You're just making pie now.
If you're putting
apple pie.
if you're putting
What about
apple on a
pineapple pie?
pizza or if you're putting cheese on an apple pie, both directions you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
If you're putting apple on a pizza, at least drizzle some caramel on it.
Then it's not a pizza, it's a pie.
It's a
Pizza's a pie.
There's a line here.
Didn't we just have a whole discussion about pizza pie?
There's a line
Maybe.
between dinner and dessert.
And that line is
Well,
the pizza.
Yeah, okay. I usually think that, but Adam usually always involves something very sugary on top of the food he makes. He's like, all right, we're going to do this. Oh, throw some cranberry on that one. Like,
No, that's
oh, we're gonna do this. Like,
tradition, no.
throw some cranberries in there.
If
Like,
you're putting marshmallows on your yams, that's dessert.
that is a side dish.
no.
No, that's a
This
dessert,
is
my friend.
side
Okay,
dish.
so
That's a dessert.
If you're putting a Hershey bar on your sandwich, there's something wrong with you.
You're making
So-
a s'more.
for context, though, so Mike, we always give Michael crap that the sweet potato casserole that is half marshmallow and sweet potatoes is not a side dish; it's a dessert, and he is very adamant that it is not.
It is sweet potato casserole is a side dish.
It is a dessert.
There's at least half
Is
the
it-
country would agree with me.
It's a dessert that you eat in the middle of your meal.
The
like,
wrong half of the country would agree with you, by the way.
We just lost so many viewers.
That's fine.
You're assuming.
Okay.
You're assuming.
I'm with you all.
If you're putting butter on an apple or melting butter and sugar on top of a pear, that's a dessert.
I lost you after you said pudding.
He didn't say pudding.
I like
He said pudding.
Well, like if you,
Putting,
Yeah, but he pronounced
something
it
onto
like-
another thing.
You pronounced it like
so
pudding.
if you just take a bunch of marshmallows and brown sugar and you cooked it up in a big casserole dish, is that a dessert?
Yes.
Okay, but as soon as you toss in sweet potatoes,
It's potato.
okay.
Yeah.
So, but as soon as you toss it in, it's no longer a side
It's
dish.
potato side dish.
It's
It's
potato side
potato
dish.
already not a side dish.
Potato's always a side dish.
So
what if you're using-
potato is a deciding factor in whether or not something is a dessert or not.
Well, in this case, yeah.
So if you're making a pie, but you're gluten-free, so you're using potato flour to make an apple pie, that's potato.
So that's a side dish.
So that's a side dish,
It's
Michael?
apple
Yeah.
pie.
No, it's a side dish now.
But you're using potato, Michael.
Yeah.
We had dessert for supper tonight when you smeared cranberry sauce all over a pork chop.
No.
It was not a pork chop.
That-
It was a
red
big
herring.
schnitzel.
Red herring.
That is the same thing.
Applesauce on a pork chop
No.
is not a dessert.
I agree.
It's a sugary topping. If marshmallows make the sweet
Marshmallow is
potatoes-
just sugar. Fruit can be part of a meal. Or can
Are
be part of a main.
pancakes dessert or breakfast?
they're definitely
No.
cake for
No, breakfast is a dessert.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
so Nolan in chat says, are pancakes dessert or breakfast?
Yeah.
no,
yeah.
dessert can be breakfast.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
me,
Pie is
well,
a perfectly acceptable breakfast.
It's an American breakfast.
It
Yes.
Because I think in America we are big on dessert for breakfast. Is not
Leftover
just,
apple pie is a great breakfast.
It is.
actually, well, anything leftover is a good breakfast.
No.
If and I will stand by this, if sweet potato casserole is not a side dish, then what we ate for supper tonight with all that cranberry sauce on top was also a dessert.
I'm not going to say one way or another because that's not the topic at hand here. So if you're saying
Sugary topping does not make it a
dinner.
dessert.
Cooked in dessert.
so no, well, because you're wrong.
I agree. Everyone here agrees.
No, except for everybody in chat that's listening is also disagreeing.
If anybody in chat
saying
saying
stand with Michael.
If you're saying
but-
stand with Michael, you're just sitting.
Stand
They-
stand with me, friends.
We'll stand with Michael, but we're really tired.
How much sugar do you have to add to ketchup before the thing that you're putting it on is
Ketchup.
dessert?
I don't like ketchup.
Ketchup is disgusting.
So there's enough. Is there enough sugar in ketchup to make French fries a dessert?
Kinda. But no.
I
French
would.
fries drizzled with sugar over.
I
salt
feel
is
like
pretty good.
well, there's a lot of things that have a ton of sugar that are almost there not to make it sweet, but to just to offset all the other flavors of it, like cranberries or something, where that still ends up being sweet, but there's a ton of sugar added just to make it palatable.
Is there enough sugar in barbecue sauce to make wings a dessert?
See, this is where we're getting into the Michael
Okay.
side.
Yeah, it's
we
You
are,
think
we
that
are
wings are
kind of
desserts?
veering
No.
towards Michael.
we're
here.
veering into the Michael territory of just
Michael
douse
being
everything in
right.
sugar because you're like, oh, I'm gonna make some carrots
No.
and douse it in sugar.
If
Those are good
what we ate for dinner was not a dessert,
No, the
if
first
barbecue wings
the
aren't a
first
dessert,
schnitzel that I had only had butter on it and lemon.
yeah,
That's
okay,
the
that
sad
wasn't a dessert.
schnitzel.
Clearly,
Butter and lemon is not a sad schnitzel.
You need some
Snatch
cranberry.
schnitzel.
Snatch
Sad schnitzel.
schnitzel. You need cranberry to make it authentic.
Cranberry is American. Schnitzel is German.
They have cranberry in Austria where they're making
They
a schnitzel.
didn't until the Cambridge or American or what was it? Columbian exchange. That's right. When turkeys and cranberries and chocolate crossed over the
And then they
Atlantic.
realized, oh shit, this will go on schnitzel really well.
So Nolan in chat there mentioned spaghetti sauce. So I looked it up. A Prego has 10 grams of sugar per serving.
okay,
It's a shit ton of
So
sugar.
is spaghetti dessert?
no,
Why?
Because
you
it's got
seem to
10
think
grams of
so.
sugar.
but it's not, and neither is the sweet potato casserole.
That has more than 10 grams of sugar, your sweet potato
I
casserole.
bet your cranberry sauce has way more than 10 grams.
I'm going
of
to pull out
sugar,
the
too.
can afterwards and we're going to see.
Cranberry sauce, maybe.
has to have sugar in it.
Yeah,
Lots.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things was back when Ocean Spray. I mentioned this before, but back when Ocean Spray was because they make their cranberry juice. When they put the rule through the FDA that stated that you had to separate the amount of sugar that was added from the sugar that was naturally there. And the biggest person against that was Ocean Spray, saying, literally quoting from the president saying that this is going to negatively impact sales because cranberry is unpalatable without the added sugar. And it was literally like 45 like Mountain Dew levels of sugar being added. And they say because our drink is unpalatable without being doused in sugar.
It's not pleasant, but it's like a lemon.
So I just looked up how many grams of sugar is in that one can of Ocean Spray. Who wants to make a guess?
In Ocean Spray?
In the Ocean Spray cranberry sauce.
Oh, that was Ocean Spray cranberry too.
45.
Okay, wait, that's one can or one serving?
I think one serving is just a can, isn't it?
No.
Oh no.
Check your facts.
He's just sitting down and eating
All right, I'm going to buy a bag of sugar. It's one serving per bag.
Wow. All right. Serving per container, 5.5 servings.
5.5
Okay,
servings.
so are you saying per serving how much is there?
Yes. How much per serving?
So
I am
9 grams.
I'm going to guess
That is a lot.
25.
I'm going to guess like 50.
24.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, no, 50 per serving. That would be
It's only twice what it is.
that would
That's
be
a
like
lot.
that would be in that entire
Snickers.
wait. So, okay, so if that was 50 grams times 5, so 20, you're saying that a fourth of a kilogram in a can is sugar? No,
If you eat 2 servings,
it's not a
that's
fourth.
insane.
It's an eighth of a kilogram. That's still a ton of sugar, but
So 1 fluid ounce. How much sugar is in simple syrup? 14 grams. And the only ingredients in this are water and sugar.
So there's more in
Well-
your cranberry sauce in a serving.
but that is also meant to be just a small bit, too.
Oh, the ingredients. Number 1 ingredient, water. Number 2, cane sugar. Number 3, lactic acid.
Oh, well, the lactic acid's important.
It's a
makes you
fixative. And make sure that it doesn't.
separate.
Yeah.
All right, but anyways, so we got through all our questions here. So, John,
Trivia.
Yeah.
you had some trivia. To what is our theme
So
today?
just
for it?
like last time, I've got 2 options. The 2 options are trees or birds.
I vote trees because I'm tall.
I'm gonna vote neither because I'm not gonna get any of them right. But let's do. I'm gonna go birds then. So Michael, you're the tiebreaker.
I like birds.
Oh, okay, we got birds.
So people don't like Adam.
Or, unless you want to give Adam the tree question.
So no, Adam,
Oh, wait,
are you gonna go easy, or do you want to mix it up since Kyle isn't here?
Let's mix it up.
Okay, so we've got easy, medium, and hard.
Let's give Michael the hard ones then.
Yeah, I'll probably get them right. Unlike the medium
Yeah,
ones
because
that
you
are harder.
definitely know birds.
I know birds are like those like things that live in the water.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you're already there.
The penguins.
Yeah.
So we've only got 9 questions,
Oh,
so 3 each
okay.
to kind of even this out. So Michael gets the easy.
No, Michael gets the hard.
Okay, Michael gets the hard. Who's first then?
Paper, scissors for it?
No, you can. If you want the, which one do you want? Easy. Okay, Mike. Adam can take the easy.
Okay, Adam, easy. Question 1. Which painter is renowned for his paintings of U.S. birds? No, press the ding button.
Oh, it's delayed.
That's really delayed.
So his time is up now.
I don't think it's not.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
I know it's not King
Wah,
Kong.
wah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
James or John
hold
James.
on. Finger hit.
So I'll give you the first 2 names. His first name is John. His middle name is James. His last name,
James.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
That's what I was gonna say.
Audubon.
Audubon.
I would have not got that.
I wouldn't have known.
This is really not looking good.
You said it's about birds, not highways.
He's got you there.
Yeah, he did. John's
well,
making these up.
So, which bird migrates the farthest?
I know that one.
Oh, there's not an A, B, C, D.
No, this is not multiple choice.
That's all I ever did in school.
I think I know that
If
one.
you answer C, that's wrong.
It's not seagull then. Damn. Birds that migrate south the farthest.
He just said migrate.
I did not say south.
Did not say south. And
Birds that
I'm
migrate
pretty sure
the farthest.
Penguins.
No, it's not how that works.
They waddle very.
They waddle very far. Yes.
I don't know. Let's just say Google berries. I don't know.
I think I know. I like Google berries.
Is it the albatross?
No, it's the Arctic tern.
Then I was wrong.
Oh, that's a penguin.
No, because it flies from Antarctica to the Arctic Circle.
It's a special breed of penguin.
Yes, the flying penguin.
Yes, they invented technology to let them fly.
Okay, your last question, Adam. It was once the most common U.S. bird, but is now extinct.
Extinct.
Yeah, they're all dead.
Oh,
Bird. Not the dodo bird?
the dodo bird in America?
No,
It could have been at one point in
I have a
America.
guess.
The derpy bird? No one says. No, I don't think it's that.
no. Michael will know this one.
Is it the carrier pigeon?
Passenger pigeon.
Passenger pigeon.
So
You
Michael
got
got
carrier.
it wrong.
No, that is the same thing.
Wrong. You're wrong.
That is two different names for the same
The
bird.
carrier pigeon.
Passenger pigeon.
Why?
There used to be so many of them they would block out the sun.
Yes.
And they thought, oh, there's no way we could kill all of them. Oh, we did.
Well, we
Awesome.
killed enough, and then they couldn't keep.
Yeah.
I'm using them for dangerous stuff.
Yep. So, middle section. Argo.
Well, I'm fucked.
What's an aviary?
An aviary?
Yep.
That's it's a location that birds go to do sexy stuff.
No.
Kind of.
Yeah, I got that one.
Can you clarify that a little bit?
Wait. I was just making a joke.
He said
you a chance.
aviary, not oviary.
Yeah,
Damn.
aviary.
It's a play. It's the location that birds go to mate for the season.
No.
No.
No, it's a place that humans built to keep birds.
Yeah, like if you go to the zoo.
For
and you
mating?
No.
They
Sometimes.
they can
They can
mate
do whatever
there.
they want there.
It's their spot.
They can't leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a man-made location for birds
No,
to dwell.
if I said a house and you said that's a place where people go for mating, that would also kind of be true, but I wouldn't give you a point.
It's not.
because
It's not a cheap hotel.
yeah, I thought my realtor looked at me really weird when we were looking at this place. Like, wow, that'd be an amazing place for mating.
Yeah.
So you're tied with Adam.
Oh, that's good.
So your next question: what bird is also known as an apteryx?
A what?
APTERYX, an apteryx.
I think that is used at the end of a sentence, right?
Sensens.
Sensens.
Sustenance. That's an asterisk, right?
No, apteryx.
Apteryx. I have no. It's a bird. I'm thinking they have three
Yes.
wings.
Halfway there.
No, you're 150% away from where you should be. It's got two wings, but they're small. You can't see them.
The hummingbird,
No, the kiwi.
the kiwi. He's pretty adorable, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
The
But,
kiwi was the answer for
but
my extinct.
apparently you don't know kiwis.
I know kiwis, but they're also a fruit.
Hey, you
they're
put them in half.
fuzzy.
They're filled with.
Yeah.
We're really bad at this birds. Michael, why do you pick birds?
Fuck you, Michael. I wanted trees.
Adam wanted trees. So Argo's last question. This is your last chance to score more points than Adam.
Don't do it.
What is a capon?
A capon?
CAPON. What is a capon?
I think you can use those for discounts at stores.
That is the name of a band made of birds that sings Korean music.
That's called K-pop.
It's a capon.
Yeah.
Close, but no. It's a castrated chicken.
Capon D's
More
nuts.
chicken.
Well, oh, you know what? That's
It's
pretty
not a
close.
rooster. It's a capon.
Whose job is it to castrate the chickens? I wonder.
Oh, Michael, let's
Michael,
not
it's your
go
job.
there,
So Michael, your first question.
Michael, if you want to Google that later, you can.
I will.
Michael,
I want a new job.
Are you going to break this perfect record with
No.
getting one question right?
No, probably
Watch
not.
you get some
Birds.
Okay,
Isn't it-
so
no
your
birds.
first question. In Japan and China, this bird is trained and used to catch fish.
A falcon?
A cormorant.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, oh, you should have got that one. I knew that one.
Uh-huh.
John just didn't give me the chance.
Yeah.
Some cuckoos are known as brood parasites.
Yeah.
What is a brood parasite?
A bird that lays eggs in other nests.
Yeah.
That one. Well, why is that the hard one? That is literally.
The hard ones are always easier.
I feel like John does kind of mess
The
with us a
cuckoo
little
will
bit, but-
actually knock the other birds out of
Well,
the nest
a brood-
once it's born, and then like
Well, no, it's
get
a
all the food.
It's in the word.
brood parasite. It literally defines itself.
A little bit.
That's like saying like is brown a color?
Now you know why I want the hard ones.
No, that's like laying eggs inside of other eggs.
Wait, that's
That
like
is
exception.
a thing. That is an
Yeah.
exception.
Yeah.
Exceptional.
So, Michael, you've won. Do you want your last question, or
Yeah.
do you want to just bask in
Okay.
the glory?
I'm gonna do both.
Double down.
Ooh.
Double or nothing?
I've already won.
No, but if you
Double
do-
down.
you
You want a double or nothing?
Yeah, double
For
or
the
nothing.
people.
Or you
the
don't get the
people.
question.
You could get 4 points.
I'm gonna lose, but give it to me.
Oh.
Or wait, no, double or nothing is 2 points. So if you get this right, you have 2 points right, and if you get it wrong, you have 0 points right.
We all know who already won this.
Okay, so the dodo was a flightless bird which lived on which island?
The Galapagos?
No. So, you're all tied with 0.
Fantastic.
You didn't get any
Was
right.
it part of the chain of the Galapagos?
No, it's off of Madagascar. It's the Mauritius.
Then why didn't they have a single dodo in the Madagascar movie to go, haha, the dodos aren't extinct, and then it dies at the end?
Because they were already dead.
But that's the joke.
So like there's 50 dodos left. Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
40.
They'll live. No, they're all male. Damn. Maybe give them a Bumble.
Bumble is an app for, yes.
They already had the
An
B
app for
movie.
you guys.
I'm actually surprised by that.
anyways,
I
thank you-
thought wrong my whole life. about
Thank
where
you
the dodos
for Michael, well, I want to know like if sometimes like John could just tell us what the answer was and we would just be like, huh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I guess.
BS and us.
It's like I think I've done that for you.
Fools, the pitiful fools.
I did that for Michael a few times during like the improv trivia, the other trivia, where I just give him the same question I've asked him before to see if he remembers.
I think it would be
would
funny if instead of giving us the questions and we have to give you the answer, you give us the answer and we give you a question.
That's
to fit it.
Jeopardy.
That could be as long as we just make up the answer, but the thing is the question isn't as entertaining then. No, I like the improv trivia. That's why it's like if I don't know the answer, I just come up with
I
something.
just like the idea of
Okay, so Adam, just to test this out, the answer is Ian Fleming.
Ian Fleming,
Yeah,
the inventor of phlegm.
wrong. It's the creator of James Bond.
No, that's the creator of phlegm.
Well, he probably created phlegm too, but
Yeah. Of course.
All right, so we do have some audience questions to pull here, though. I think we got 3. Yeah, we got 3. So our first one, and so these are people that are supporters on Patreon or Twitch, and so cheers, thank you guys very much for helping out here. So the first one's from Bus Filming Phone. He was in here earlier, but they left since then. So the question is, what was your best childhood experience? Did you miss anything about it? So what is the so if like Michael is like the tire?
Was it barrel?
The barrel is a barrel. I thought
The
it was a
barrel was
tire.
a lot of fun. No, it was barrel. It's always been a barrel.
I think the problem with any of your childhood experiences, even your best one, is probably almost going to kill you.
Yeah, because that's what fun is.
fun is
Almost
not
dying?
almost death.
It is. It's called almost death and then walking away from it. That's fun.
He's a thrill
Walking away from
seeker.
it while falling sideways.
Yes.
No, Michael,
spinning really fast.
video games are fun. They are not almost death.
They're not as fun.
Sword Art Online.
Wait. They're not almost as fun as rolling down a hill in a tire.
Like if you were playing video games, but you had to beat the level before the house finished burning down that you were in, that would be fun.
It's called speedrunning.
Yeah.
When are we going to call childhood ended? Like 18 and before? Because I have a really good
when you
one.
moved out of your parents' house for the first time.
No.
Unless that was like okay. When you hit 18.
18? No, I would say it's 16 or earlier.
Because I have a really good one, but I was like
no, you can still
20.
a kid when you're 17. The only people who think they're not children when they're 17 are 17-year-olds.
They're not adults, but I'd say there's a section where you're a teenager, you're not a kid.
You're still a kid.
No,
Maybe
you're
that's
still
the old man in me talking.
If you trick or treat and the adults look at you funny when you ask for candy, you're not a kid anymore.
Yeah, but they're still going to give you candy.
They're still
They'll
going
look
to
at
give
you
you
funny.
candy, but they will look at you funny.
So I actually have one then. I think I was 18. And I think we're past statute of limitations, so I think we're good with this. So
Cool.
'cause it involved breaking and entering.
Let's go. There you go.
No,
Did you get candy?
no. There was this. We always said it was an insane asylum, but it was a correctional facility that was way up north, and they had shut it down for renovation. And for some reason, we thought it was fun to just like, hey, let's go check this place out. And they'd done a couple checks before, but we had one day where we're like, we're all gonna go as a group, and so we brought this like big suit, like the big like multi-thousand lumen like light, and a bunch of people on a camera, and so we have the full thing recorded. I think I still have the tapes, even in that room right there. But I just
On Plex.
I don't have anything to play it.
Plex.
No, they're the super old like video cassette tapes, the tiny ones. And so we went there and we went to go, and so we walked up there. The lights are all off because the electricity shut off. The place is run down, looks just beat up to hell. And so we go up to the front door and it's locked. And like not just locked, like bolted shut. And we're like, God damn it. So we go around the back of this building, and I think there's like 4 or 5 of us there. And the only way we could find in was the second story through a broken window. And so we ended up climbing up, like helping people up, and then you had to like be very careful so you didn't cut yourself on glass. And I ended up being in there kind of by myself. As soon as we walked in there, this big multi-lumen flashlight died. So all we had was this teeny tiny little one that you can maybe use to inspect an ant. Like this thing was not bright at all, and it was taped to the front. And everybody that was this was just scared crap, like shitless. The whole place was empty. There was writing all over the walls, broken glass everywhere, torn to crap. It looked like a Saw film.
Wow.
Right.
And so we're in there with no lights, no nothing. There's no street lights, nothing, and we had no lights. This isn't back at the point where you could just pull out your cell phone for a light. Yeah. This is back when we had flip phones. There was no.
And no one had a lighter?
No, nobody had a lighter. Nobody had anything. So the only light we had was this tiny little flashlight that was attached to the end of this.
Yeah.
And so we're walking.
And no one had
there.
those shoes that just lit up as you ran?
And just for people watching, the younger people, flashlights in the 90s were garbage.
Oh yeah. Well, no, that big one we had, that thing we ended up.
Unless you could beat a man to death with it, a flashlight wasn't worth shit.
No, we ended up bringing back that like floodlight at a future date, and when we shined it in the hallway, it literally was like turning on a light switch. That thing was so bright that it ruined the whole experience. But we were in there, and so I'm at the front of this line, and then everybody was like holding hands and touching each other. And it like was going through a horror house, and at the very back of the line, I figure out later, my friend was there, and he was holding up at the back of the line, holding 2 knives in either hand with a death grip. And he was holding that line. If anybody came up behind us, they were going to be stabbed so many times.
No, I'm just imagining a bunch of 18-year-olds touching each other. That really sounds like a fun time.
Oh, well, there was 2 girls with us. But it was, I think 5 or 6 of us. But yeah, so we walked through there and we walked through some rooms, and there was like chains hanging around and broken mirrors and like stalls hung sideways. It looked like the set of a horror film.
Yeah.
And we couldn't see anything. So we slowly made our way through. We ended up getting back to the front door, and then there was a bolt that was there. So we lifted it so we could get back out. But that whole time, literally all we did was walk like through down a hallway and a half, and that was it. But it was like, it felt like it being in a horror movie, a real horror movie. It was really interesting.
Yeah, we used to do like a lower budget version of that where there was this old
Lower budget. There was no budget.
Lower budget than
lower
breaking
budget.
into an insane
it wasn't like a whole huge building. It was just a house.
When you broke into a house.
We broke into a house. It was an abandoned house, but
with chains in the wall that used to hold some crazy person.
it was pretty clear whoever lived there before ducked out really quick or died or something, and everything just got left behind. There was like an old television that was broken. The beds were still all up there, but they were all like, the water had come through the ceiling and just rotted everything. So it was pretty creepy. But it was basically just a low budget version of your thing.
A low budget? Wait, ours had no budget. How do you go below 0?
The size of the building was much bigger.
It was still a found footage film, but it was in a lower income bracket state.
So we could only afford one abandoned house as opposed to an asylum.
Yeah, a lot more. It was Blair Witch versus, what was it? The Happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Michael, what was your story then? Like your childhood memory that you cherish.
My cherished childhood memory. I'm having a hard time. Go first, John. I'm gonna think.
Summer camp.
Like,
No.
like we think an American Pie type
No,
thing? or
I
what?
went to a really good summer camp, and there were just so many memories of like sailing and jumping off jumping off the top of a houseboat into the water and walking into a bog and having a handful of mud just chucked into my eye.
I was gonna say you're starting it out there. That it sounded like white privilege, the summer camp.
It was. Like we had a weekly candy allowance, and we would walk up to the window and just, yes, I'd like my daily allowance of Skittles. No, you're cut off. You've had your 3 bags for this week. You'll have to wait until Monday.
Where's my weekly caviar?
Oh my God. Skittles is caviar for kids.
Yeah, no. If you saved up, you could get a Choco Taco.
Oh, wait, does that mean not eating candy for a few days?
Yeah, because you had the weekly allowance, and like a bag of Skittles was worth like 75 cents, and a Choco Taco was like $3. So you'd have to go a couple of days without Skittles to get that Choco Taco. But it was summer, so it was worth it.
Yeah, makes sense. I thought of my childhood memory now.
All right.
I remembered my childhood.
It took me a second. There was Kincaid Lakes was a place we used to go to all the time, and we used to go fishing with my grandpa. But there was this one fishing spot that was essentially the runoff from a storm drain from the lake when it got too high, and fish would get trapped in like basically this small pool, tons and tons of fish, all starving for oxygen and food.
You could see them and just hand fish.
No, they were just bobbing on the surface just trying to get oxygen because they couldn't breathe in the water. There wasn't enough oxygen in the water. And you could just put a twig on a hook, toss it out there, and they would eat it.
Yeah.
So you didn't even need bait.
Wait, so you were catching fish because you starved the fish.
I didn't starve the fish. The runoff area starved the fish.
So you're taking advantage of Mother Nature's torture.
Child. All I knew is I could throw
Where
a
are your
nothing
morals?
on it, and the fish would bite because they were starving and they didn't care. They just wanted something.
That reminds me of my favorite fishing story of... No, we just had... essentially, we were in the Keys, and you had a little piece of bread that you put on the end of the hook, and then you put that on fishing wire.
Okay.
And just by your hand, you held onto the hook at the end of the fishing wire and just tried to catch like a sunfish, just something like less than a foot long.
Yeah. When I was thinking of fish, I was like, those huge ocean fish.
No, you
can
just
get
get
that,
something less than a foot long based on just a little piece of bread that you were just jiggling by hand. And then once you caught that, you'd take the actual hook, ram it through the gut of that fish, and then you'd actually go fishing for dogfish or just sharks.
So you had the Russian nesting doll of fishing.
Yes.
That was a little evil, like, yes.
It does sound like fun. That's
And then we caught a shark, and we put that on a hook, and we threw it out.
So Josh told a story of us. We're going out to fish for sharks in the ocean. Mine is, we found a place where the fish are dying and starving to death. We're going to have ourselves a good time.
John, what are you fishing for, John? The food chain.
Yes. We've got to work our way up. Start at the bottom.
I was fishing for depression.
Adam, what was your story?
You know, I look back at my childhood.
I mean,
Pretty
you're
quiet.
still in it, aren't you?
As far as I'm concerned.
We're so old, and Adam isn't.
I remember opening Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I was doing that this week.
Yes.
Hey, we're all kids still.
Yeah. I don't know. When it comes to my childhood, I just liked sometimes we would do like some picnics with all of our like Polish friends. So it was just like, or we had just group gatherings of all these just different families where it was just like, why are y'all friends and why do y'all know each other? It's like, well, we were Polish. Well, our parents were Polish and they all just became friends because they met up with each other in Chicago and it's Polish community and they just became friends and then they had kids and then it's like, all right, well, the kids can be friends with each other. So it's like, all right, cool. But I still chat with a bunch of them and it's just a good time, honestly. But we just would have picnics like on Mother's Day or Valentine's Day whenever the weather was nice and we would just like hang out and just have a good time with it.
Wait, how old were you when you were having Valentine's Day picnics?
Okay, not Valentine's Day. That's the liquor talking. It was mostly like Mother's Day picnics, weekend type of things, where it was just like, hey, let's just all go. It's nice weather, and we would just go. It was like a yearly or every 2 years thing we would do.
Now that's going to be a great Mother's Day where it's just, throw all the kids together on a blanket over there. And then the moms can sit over here and drink.
Oh, and the guys are drinking and making barbecue. Yeah.
Now, the guys have to pay attention to the kids.
No.
What?
The kids...
It's Mother's Day. One day a year.
No, the kids are entertaining themselves.
Going to the park with my mom was never easy on her.
I was gonna
She
say,
ended up having to tie my sister to the tree every time, and one of my younger brothers nearly drowned because he wanted to touch the ducks.
yeah, but your mom tried to kill the kids as much as they tried to kill themselves.
What we did was we set up we set up sticks, and then it was just like, all right, these are our soccer goalposts, and we just played some soccer with each other.
Okay, because I was just imagining you just have pointed sticks just surrounding the children.
No.
Don't let them
Here is the border. You cannot leave or you'll get stabbed.
No child beyond this, like you wear the collar.
My mother still remembers the time my brother ran to get those ducks, and 2 teenage girls came back with him soaking wet. Like, we pulled him out of the lake.
Nellen did ask how many of your siblings made it to adulthood.
Oh, it is surprising we all made it, because the same one who got ducks, we were driving down the highway one time, and he just decides to open the door.
I mean, you're
He goes falling out, and my sister caught him before he hit the road
Jesus
and completely
Christ.
fell out of the car.
But I've jumped out of moving cars when I was a kid. But
Yes.
but your family had twins. How did you come out with both of them? Because that's a spare.
Yeah, like, that's what I said. I'm like, we don't need both, but they
What the
insisted.
hell?
We actually had one day that I ended up not being with my parents because something else was going on. I'm just like, nah, I'm not going to go. And they ended up going to do something. And it happened to be that day that somebody threw a brick through the window of the car through the same seat window that I normally sit in.
Wow.
And
That you normally sit in.
So I usually would sit right behind the driver. And that's where the brick went through the window.
Wow.
And I just happened to not be in there that day.
Somebody was trying to target you.
Yeah, I
and
think
they were
somebody-
like, wait, why was he different? You said he'd be in that seat.
This is the time traveler that was trying to take me out. And he's miscalculated.
One day too soon.
One day when I get that time machine. But no,
Trying to get rid of the landlord.
the only thing that flew through the window when on our family trip was a bee that came through the window full speed through the crack in the window, hit my sister right in the arm. I don't even think the bee knew what happened when it stung her.
Oh, wow.
It was just like, you're just driving, all of a sudden, boing, right in her arm.
Yikes.
So to get to the next question here, we have another one from Silver One. Asks, what is a dream project you wish you could do, but don't have the time or money for?
Oh, I've had that for a while now, and I'm not allowed to talk about it.
What?
If I talk about it, it'll never happen.
Your derpy animation?
No, this is something
talked
I've
about it.
thought about well before Pony. I've been thinking about this since I was like in my
No,
early
so
20s.
so you can think about a project that you're capable of, but like literally something that is above and beyond. Like, what is something that you wish that would be amazing to do, but just there's no time or money?
Well-
if you had an infinite budget and infinite time, what is a project you would do?
Yeah, but
Oh,
what
I
about
know what it is.
What about willpower?
Well, the thing is,
Because I don't have the motivation for any of my big projects.
no,
I
big
agree
thing-
with you.
The
I
big
have
thing
the
with motivation, though, is if you have infinite money, you can hire the help to help you with the motivation part. Because if you're able to just put the effort into the parts that you enjoy the most instead of every aspect of
No,
it.
if I have the money, I'm going to pay someone else to do it for me.
Yeah, that's why you have infinite money. If
not-
money and time wasn't a concern, what is a project you would
You're
do?
not doing the passion project if you're just paying someone to do it.
If I had the money and the time, it wouldn't be me doing something. It would be me commissioning something.
Well, what would that be?
I would make a video game.
Really? Well, like an Elden Ring type thing? Because I know you're into those
What's
types.
your genre that you would want?
I'd want kind of a Zelda-like with
Okay.
a
That
whole
makes
bunch
sense.
of puzzles. I'd want someone to write the story for it, and I'd have to play around with theming. But yeah, I'd want my own personal video game, and then I'd choose whether or not I'd want to release it. It's like,
Is this my
this
game?
is for me. No spoilers, no leaks. You're only making it for me, and I decide whether or not anyone else gets to play it.
You could play it through to completion and then just release it for free.
Now, once I play it, if I have the money, I'm going to play it. I'm going to give my preferences. I'm going to make it so that, or keep whipping the guy and giving him money until he gets it perfect. And then I might not let anyone else ever play it.
What you just described as ye old artist that was kept around the house by the rich man.
Yeah, there's the joke of why aren't people making art like they did in the 1700s? Well, it's because you're not paying their entire salary for years on end for them to make one painting.
Yeah.
I would commission one person to like make a cave story for me. Just you sit in this room and make me a video game.
You will eat what you want. You will drink what you want.
Like
Just work on this shit.
So what is John's dream project? To watch somebody else work.
No, it's not to watch them work. It's to watch whatever they give me, and then to tell them I'm not going to feed you if you don't give me what I want.
So the problem is to ensure that you actually are getting what you want. You probably also are going to be included in playtesting, and that means you're going to be burned on it before it's done.
Yeah.
Unless you can make a clone of yourself, have him suffer through the playtesting.
Yeah.
There's infinite money here.
There's some suffering involved, but I'd be willing to do that if I had infinite money.
Okay, this is most I'll ever talk about it.
Sure.
There is something that is on my mind quite often that I've been working out in my head since my early 20s.
Derpy AI?
No, before Pony, before anything. This is a practical thing.
There was a before Pony?
Yes, there was.
BP.
I remember starting to think about it seriously back when I was working at an old job, repairing navigation systems for the military's jets.
You want your
Military
own
jets.
rocket.
No. It's an invention that will never work. It will not work. I know it won't work because every logical part of my brain tells me to work. But every logical part of my brain also tells me I figured it out.
Dashboard waffle maker.
No. But I will never talk about it past that. And it's something I want to do if I have the energy and the time once I'm retired. It'll be my focus.
This man
If you're saying you're never going to talk about it, why are you talking about
No,
it?
I'm not going to talk about what
all
it
you're
is.
talking about. It's a thing.
It's a thing that
So-
if I talked about, everyone would tell me it's never going to work, and I agree with them. But because of that, I'm never going to talk about it.
So Michael's
weaponized
answer.
waffle maker?
So Michael's answer is he has a dream. That's it.
Give me money.
Yes.
So
No, I don't want anybody else's money. I don't want anybody else's input either. That's why I'm not going to talk about it.
Oh, that's fine. So Adam, what's your dream project?
Dream project, animated film that's set in the Prohibition era that has to do with gangsters and all that, more of a serious tonal.
Kind of like a
animation.
noir thing?
Yeah.
Like a black and white type thing? Or
Yeah, nice and artsy, but also just like it appeals more for like the adult audience. And
have you heard about Lackadaisy? It's a noir movie or a short film that's coming out, I think, next month.
Really?
Yeah.
Full feature
About
length?
it's half hour long about bootlegging cats.
It's not feature length.
No, it's not, but it's good.
It's also bootlegging cats, you said?
Yes.
I don't want it to have cats or talking animals.
no furries.
No furry.
Furries are okay with me, but it's like I just want it to be like a serious piece of animation that people can go and look
Oh,
like.
animation.
Oh, serious.
I said animation. I want it to be a serious
Okay.
piece where it's
So-
like people go, oh, animation. It
Anime or like American or
could,
Japanese?
American.
It's like
Oh,
Road
okay.
to Perdition except animated.
Huh?
Road to Perdition, the Tom Hanks bootlegging film.
Something similar to that, but it has more emphasis on just the gangster, the crime, and like showcasing that it may historically look that it is like, oh, this was like really badass and all that, but it's actually just pretty fucking miserable at the end of it all.
That's Road to Perdition.
There we go. Yeah, but I want it to, it's just a nice artsy animated film that people can look at that and be like, all right, I guess animation isn't just for kids. And there's a lot of movies and stuff that have come out that prove that, but the general consensus of audience, the general public still goes like, animation, Disney, kids. That's my issue with it.
Sometimes CEO of Disney thinks that too.
Yeah, no, I know that.
Everybody got very upset about that.
No, animation isn't just for kids. It's for kids and perverts.
Yeah, no.
There's the age-old quote.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it, YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube recommending me.
Demonetizing my pervert stuff.
No, wait, no.
Ever since Party
Nick.
Time came out.
It makes all my demonetized content feel weird. Don't say it like that.
You did make horses kiss a lot. Like,
No, actually, those are fine.
yeah.
We saw Legend.
what?
We saw what booping can do.
Actually, okay, at some point or another, so the Twidash video I made, it took like literally 7 years and like 5 attempts, but it is monetized now.
That's funny.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but now
Perfect
nobody's watching
timing.
it, so it doesn't. Actually, it did increase revenue by like 20%, just
it
because
short.
there is still a lot. But
Put on Twitter link or something.
Add it
Like,
to the
watch
shorts.
Boss's kiss, and then
No.
just have it up there.
No, it's fine. So for my dream project, so like there's definitely, it would be nice to be able to put like big animation projects, blah blah blah. But to me, like that doesn't sound like it would be a fun thing to do. Like being able to, the end product would be great, but the process wouldn't. Even if
Right.
you had infinite time and money. What I actually think would be fun, it would probably be partially an ongoing thing, is doing this, like the podcast thing, but where every day we could do it at a different brewery.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like
That would
being
be
able to
cool.
sit at a brewery, have a nice setup, nice lighting, nice audio, have it all just set up so we can just sit down and the drinks that came that were local, and just go things like that. To me would just be awesome. The only reason we can't do that is it's not even cost. It's just there's a lot of work to be able to schedule something like that, ensure that things are there, travel, equipment bringing, setup. That's just, it's impossible.
We
to
just
do
need
something
the
like that.
beds that take you places, like that I was talking about earlier.
the robot.
The
Robot
Iron Man
beds.
bed where it's just, if you tap your wristwatch and I got a bed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. I mean, we'd be able to do this amazing like podcast setup if only you had a futuristic robot that could do things.
Yeah, and if I had the
That I could
futuristic
sleep in.
robot to give me great abs.
But we ended up doing it like not for this podcast, but when we had that guy from Owl City for that message us, and we did the podcast episode with him for the Brony talk. That was me, Kyle, Sydney, I think Graham.
So
And then-
no one at this table except for you.
Yeah, just me.
Wow.
But he said he always likes to do it in public places, and because it's just more fun that way. And so we went to sociables, and he
It's
brought all
safer
his
that way too.
he brought all his mobile podcasting equipment, and we recorded a whole podcast at a local establishment. And that was just kind of fun. We went there early, so it wasn't very busy, but he had much fancier stuff. Those are very like expensive mics, expensive everything. He was very professional and stuff, except for that whole, I don't even remember what episode of whatever his podcast was. But apparently it starts with like a 15-minute ad about a beer. So
Oh,
make
depending
the
on the
money.
beer.
I never went and listened to it afterwards.
Wait, did
but
you ever
we did
have
get to
the
talk
beer?
to the drummer of Owl City, so that was pretty cool.
Okay.
No, I don't even know what it was. Kyle talked about it later and brought it up, and so I was kind of like, eh. But that was back when I was a little more adverse to hearing myself. Now I don't care. But no, that was really fun, and it was stuff like that. Like if you could actually get a studio type setup, like where you could just get there and be like have a team that could just go boop 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 and to be done, and then like every couple of weeks just do a whole new location. That would be a lot of fun.
Well, every couple of weeks we have the same location.
Yeah, because that's the easiest way to set it up.
Yeah.
Time is always time. It's not money that's a concern in there. It's time.
It does eat up a lot of the basement.
Well,
Yeah.
We could
Well,
put a
it's
Nintendo here.
we could put a Nintendo here. I mean, we can still put a Nintendo on the wall or something. But we're going to get that wall.
No.
Eventually, that wall will not be white because it's really annoying.
yeah.
Yes.
We're working on that, but I need Kyle's help.
Yes,
so.
your editor thinks it's very annoying.
Yes.
It ruins the white
wall.
balance.
No, I want to get the wood paneling that we had back at the last place back up, but this is much more complicated cutting because we have a door there, we have this up here, and I used a Dremel to cut the last one.
Yeah.
A Dremel works if you want to just cut a straight line, but now I need to do multiple cuts. I'm going to burn that thing out so quick.
Once Kyle fixes up his doppelganger
jigsaw.
situation, I'm sure he'll be.
Yeah, no, here,
Yeah.
I already messaged him. We're going to do it.
Yeah, figures out the child support with the bear and finishes defeating Jesus. And
Yeah, he's got a lot on his plate.
He's going to let the bear Jesus fights here. It's
Yeah.
rough. But no, we will get that upgraded sometime.
Yeah,
but,
no.
But otherwise, no, there was one more question.
There
I
was
think.
one more.
Yeah, and we also have to get a specific word in.
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
Yeah, we get this thing. So Nolan had the question. Nolan Void asks, "What are some good reasons to start wearing a cape?" Because it's cool. I don't know if you need much.
Sorry,
more than
Edna Mode
actually-
taught me no capes.
that. No, actually, so I've been playing Chained Echoes, and in there you can jump into a big mech, and the main character's mech skin that you have originally has a cape, and then I found a better skin like armor you could wear, and that one doesn't have a cape. And even though the other one was better, I got really sad because I'm like,
Isn't it okay?
but I want
Yeah.
because you can fly through the air, and there's
Well, that's
like a
nice.
cape is cool, but flying through the air with a cape,
Yeah.
that is another level of cool.
Now, I've been playing Elden Ring, and there's actually a special thing where you can alter your armor to get rid of the cape.
That's funny.
I think.
Is
But
there reasons for it?
You have to pay money, and it decreases the weight of whatever you're wearing, but it also decreases like all of the stats.
That's
Is
funny.
it just because it's distracting?
No, It's to make it lighter and to get rid of the cape.
So you can see
Those are the
yourself.
But
yeah.
is there a reason that the cape is distracting? Like, or is it a deterrent, like a problem in some way?
No, it's just a weight considerations. That's the only benefit besides just not having to look at a cape.
I love the idea of like, I want to get rid of this cape, but I can't.
I need that magic damage reduction.
Yes, this piece of fabric that Grandma sewed me is just giving me so much power.
Yes.
Grandma's memory is fading away as I take
It
this
literally
cape off.
covers my ass.
That's why he wants to see his character's ass.
No,
That's all.
I think that a cape only works if you fly.
Or if you're tired and you need an emergency blanket.
No, yeah, because that's what I was thinking.
Yes.
That's a good
Napping.
point.
Yeah, napping.
Yeah. Napping, if you have a blanket, a napping blanket just with you at all times.
I could see Superman like in an alley somewhere, just sleeping on the blanket.
No, he wouldn't have to be in an alley. He'd be on top of a building.
Yeah.
Maybe, but unless he wants people to walk by and give him some money.
Well, why would... No one's going to give Superman money.
They will if they think he's homeless.
He does look
Wait,
homeless.
so a man in a bright red leotard that looks like it was fresh cut, and like he's just sitting there like change.
He just have
fresh
money
about that.
thrown at him.
Where is he going to wash that suit? He doesn't have a laundromat at the Fortress
No,
of
so
Solitude.
I'd say that people would
mom's
be more
house.
likely to be pouring Pepsi on him than they would be to throw money at him.
I like the term homeless Superman because it makes no sense. Because Superman could just walk up to anybody and be like, "This is my house now."
He lives in an igloo. Or he,
No,
or he stays
the
with his
Fortress
mom.
of Solitude
It's
is
a
not an igloo.
yeah,
It's a nice igloo. But
It's a
an igloo.
fancy igloo.
It's not round. It's like spiky.
It's spiky igloo.
It's a giant spikely
That's-
igloo with
that's what-
computers
inside.
in it.
That's what makes it fancy.
Yes, giant spiky with computers in it is a fancy anything.
Where do you
Yes.
get power?
The power of the yellow sun.
Like geothermal? Like
No, the power of the yellow sun. That's how everything
so
gets
that's,
power.
that's called solar.
He just passes gas into the furnace.
He gets solar panels. That like I have figured out the power of the sun.
The power of the yellow sun.
You know what?
It's specifically the yellow sun.
I'm going to get solar panels for my house. And when people ask, "Do you get solar panels?" No. I have unlocked the power of the yellow sun.
Specifically the yellow one. We will not mistake it with the green
Yes.
one or the orange one.
God damn it, the green one's rising again. Get back down there.
Turns everything to that baby shit color.
I thought about like for here, I'm like, would solar panels ever at some point be nice? But like I really looked at it, and during winter, literally the sun never rises above the trees.
yeah,
and
and,
so I'm
your,
like,
and your roofs are angled east and west, not north south.
no,
Yes.
they're worse. We're angled. We're not east to west. We're actually turned. So our front door is angled to the northwest, and our back is
Southeast. Doesn't
southeast.
seem that bad.
Yeah, but the problem is the trees.
Oh yeah,
So in the winter we get it covered. In the summer it's not so bad. But yeah, it's like
summer is when you get the most sun.
yeah. But then if you're only using it for half the year, you're not really getting the investment back. But yeah, our yard is pretty shaded, so like solar panels not gonna work here.
Nope.
And if we can't put it on the other side of the house because we only get like sun in the evening.
You could do wind.
Wind?
What?
I'm not
wind?
gonna set up a windmill in my
I've
yard.
seen lots of houses with like the wind turbines on the roof.
No.
Okay, if you can't do sun, you can't do wind. Geothermal?
No farts.
I was about to say
I am gonna say geothermal probably isn't gonna work because the permit to drill down like 3 miles probably expensive.
Okay, hydro. Can you build a dam?
A dam? Where? Like, okay, wait, no, I know how it is. So I take my hose and I run. Actually, would
Maybe
that
we
be
could get a bunch of hamsters.
would that be cheaper?
What?
I'm actually curious. So if you just ran a hose to a hydraulic like spinning wheel,
Generator.
would that be cheaper than electric?
Actually,
In Europe, maybe.
I have seen projects where they have put turbines inside water lines, so that as people use the water rushes by
That
and
makes sense.
generates a turbine.
But I'm talking about like hooking up a hose and just like literally standing there, just like we're
filling the bird feeder.
yeah, like
bird bath.
like from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah.
What is his name?
Meewad, Master Shake.
The neighbor.
Oh, Carl.
Carl, yeah, he's just out there with the hose. He's just sitting there and they're like, "What you doing?" Like, I need my computer's from farming Bitcoin. like, just spinning. Like
That is Boomhauer. That's not Carl.
the wheel spin. We can get electricity. I'm actually curious. Like, which is more expensive, the water or the electricity?
I feel like
unsure.
I feel like you'd end up paying more.
It depends on the state. Like ours actually is categorized. So if you actually went within a certain limit, as long as you stay below a certain amount, the water has a certain cost.
No, I'm just thinking of another way you could get power. You just have a paddle, and then you gain power anytime a liquid hits it. So you need to get power from the whiz. We don't have Kyle, but
Actually, I'm wondering, like, if you were to put a small little paddle in a toilet, if it'd be like regenerative braking in electric cars.
Would it keep the lights on in the bathroom?
No.
Oh no! I mean, if you had it like light the candle for you, maybe it'd have enough power. But
It flicks the lighter.
no, well, it depends. A toilet going through I could say it would light it enough to see it, but the problem is if you're taking the whiz, that you would need it when it's not flushed, unless you have to pre-flush.
No. Here's how you make it work. You have the light, like instead of having the handle for the toilet, you just have a light switch on. So you hit the light switch and it's eternally flushing.
So,
It's a lot of water, though.
yeah, but that's so is a hose.
Well, yeah, I guess.
It's just,
hose be wet.
no, I
It
think
do be wet, though.
They do be wet. Though.
But I mean, it actually would be even cheaper if you got a hose from the neighbor's house.
Yeah.
Oh.
'Cause it's like stealing their cable.
Even
I
cheaper
was about to
if you get an extension cord from the neighbors. That's like super cheap power.
Actually,
I think we
to that
found a
box.
solution.
yeah. I mean, they're gonna wonder why their bill doubled.
Problem solving.
Actually, for how many between the server and how many computers we have here, I remember back when we were at the townhome, it had a thing that stated here's the amount of electricity you cost, and here's everybody in your area, and we were always significantly above the median.
It's the exact same thing with my neighbors back in Chicago. The neighbors, they left all the house lights on at 24/7.
If you have LED,
I have something.
It's not bad.
I have something even
They
worse.
had them on 24/7, and they
matter.
literally lit up the entire neighborhood.
No,
Okay, a single LED light bulb is going to maybe pull at most maybe 15 watts.
Not even.
Not even. So let's say 10, just to make it a nice round number. A computer that is gaming is probably going to pull, at least modern days, 600. A single computer. So you're talking 60 lights LED. So even if they left everything on, it could add up. But us just playing Minecraft would kill that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say that why do they need their lights on 24/7?
Oh no, I have a problem with that.
Why?
Like when I went downstairs today and I saw that the light was on in the hall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh look, Michael left it on.
Okay.
What?
You were the last one in the basement, so you know.
So something.
No, but again, people forget things. But the lights nowadays, it's not like it used to be with 60-watt light bulbs.
No, it's not.
It's nowhere near as bad. We do have some 60 watts still here. I want to replace at some point.
So something even worse is at an HOA meeting, I had a complaint that was brought up.
because you're a head of one of the heads. You're the financial.
I quit that because of other
Because you didn't
things.
want it anyway.
Well, yeah, but one of the complaints that was brought up was one neighbor said, the guy to our north, we noticed that they drilled a hole in our wall and plugged something into our outlet.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so they had connecting garages, so they had a hole from one garage to another, and someone had just drilled it, reached in, plugged an extension cord.
That's incredible.
I had
Wow.
I had a similar.
How are they not? How long did it take to figure that out?
A couple months.
Oh my god.
You got some free
I would have farmed so much Bitcoin. Oh wow.
I had
crypto
something
with this,
similar to that when I was 10 years old. I used to mow my neighbor's lawn with a push mower because
Yeah.
that's what you did.
And you might Bitcoin?
I know. There was a cable line very shallowly buried in the neighbor's yard that I accidentally ran over, and I felt horrible about it back then because oh, I just destroyed the neighbor's cable line. I feel so bad. When I got older, I started thinking about that cable line running through the middle of their yard into their house. I'm like, They were stealing cable from the neighbors.
Everybody stole cable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you could. It was super easy.
Well, no,
back
because
then.
cable was cable. Well, especially now, but cable is immensely expensive for a little bit. I remember for a while, like I really liked when Doctor Who was still airing. I think it was like season 5 or 6, maybe. No, it was David Tennant still, so I think it's season 4. And I was like, I need to keep cable because I want to watch it on Saturdays when it's live. Right. But then I did the math. And the only reason I had that was to watch Doctor Who. And it was $70 a month to have it so I could watch it live. Or I could spend $30 to buy the entire season before it airs and watch it the next morning on like Google Play.
Yeah.
It literally, cable is a waste of money nowadays. Is there certain things that are only watchable on cable than others? Sure. But is it anything good? No.
But you know what the good thing about cable was when I was young? Not anymore. You can't do it anymore. Is like my parents, they couldn't afford cable at some point. So the cable guy came out and turned it off, which meant unhooking it at the road. We just went back out there and hooked it back up after he left and got free cable.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Can't do that anymore.
Now they have that.
That also doesn't work with satellite.
Yeah.
But no, you just have to
launch your own satellite.
No, you just have to follow it. You know where it is, and you just have to have like a little like Jimmy standing out there and just like aiming it, like following it, like loud.
Now, if you didn't grow up like holding an antenna and doing this to get the picture good, you didn't have a real childhood.
The bunny ears?
Yeah, the bunny ears.
I never did that. But also, I don't know if we even had cable. I think we just went off
that's
all
bunny
antenna.
ears. Yeah, that's an antenna. You grab the antenna and then you have one kid like do a art project with his body. So
see, we were in the suburbs, so we had signal.
The first thing that I remember seeing on cable was Jon Stewart reacting to 9/11.
That's a memory.
Oh no!
No, thinking of that though, like, so our neighbor this is probably the last story, and then we'll finish up. Our neighbor, they ran a sod business. And so they had to get in contact with a lot of the people that were in the area. And so they had a literal radio antenna in their backyard. Even though they were in the middle of suburbia, it's still there now, but it was literally 3 times higher than all the houses. And it was a metal tower that went all the way up, and it was just for radio. So they had an actual room inside their house that was for radio and stuff. And I was good friends with the neighbors, so we got to play around there sometimes. During lightning storms, it was amazing because the amount of booms that would pop up because it was going to hit the freaking radio tower.
Yeah.
But we learned that using all the equipment that we had, we could actually send out an FM signal. So we're like, we're going to make our own radio.
That's crazy.
And
problematic.
So, yeah, probably. But what are you going to do? Like sue a 5-year, or no, we were probably like 9, 10. And so
what kind of range did you get?
So it was only about like 4 city blocks.
Yeah.
So for the entire area, we've decided we're going to make our own radio station. And so we just played the hell out of copyrighted music because we didn't know any better.
It's 4 city blocks.
And we would talk things that like I don't even know what we talked about, but we would just like talk into whatever. So somebody that was in the neighborhood that just was going through the radio station, like, it's like a 9-year-old on the fucking radio.
They're debating what's the best s'mores topic.
I mean, like, have you ever thought like a kid just like even if it's 4 city block, it doesn't matter. Like, that was actually pretty fucking cool.
What's the best Pop-Tart flavor?
Yeah, we had so many stupid discussions.
Okay, let's be real. I think kids hosting a podcast,
this is
infinitely better.
This is before the word podcast was even a word.
I know, but I'm just saying modern day, just get like some fucking 6-year-olds to goddamn talk about Pop-Tart flavors.
No, we DJ'd. We played a lot of No Doubt because we for some reason really like No Doubt.
Now, if you could play 90s commercials to 8-year-olds today, that would be a good podcast.
That's just called Kids React.
Wouldn't that just be
it would just be Kids React.
That'd be Demolition Man.
If you could play Demolition Man to 9-year-olds today.
In Demolition Man, that was all the radios were. They were playing like they had a whole radio station that was dedicated to just playing commercials from the 90s. Right?
When I thought Demolition Man came out in the 80s?
No, it was based in like the future though.
Yes.
So it was about playing ads from the original time, before times.
Yeah, but they also didn't know how sex worked.
They didn't drive cars and they like used 3 seashells too. So
they had a super cop who knew how to knit.
But he was, because that's how super he is.
Yeah.
It's a requirement. All cops.
That's a
need to know that.
superhero that wears a cape. I'll tell you that much.
But anyway, so that'll be it for today. So we can go through everything that we drank here. So John, what did you bring? Because I know you brought some stuff in a cup.
Yeah, I made daiquiris.
Oh, that was a daiquiri?
Yeah.
You just made a daiquiri.
Yeah, not strawberry daiquiri. Just a daiquiri is 3 ingredients. It's lime, rum, simple syrup.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Actually, I was confused as to what it was at first, but yeah, if I think about it, yeah, I can see that.
I always thought it was pronounced Dakari.
Oh, that sounds anime.
No.
Strawberry daiquiri.
That sounds pretty cool.
no.
Come on.
It's a strawberry.
Daiquiri. No.
You got to believe in the heart of the alcohol.
Yes. I also brought a coconut macaroon cream ale from Indeed.
So I love Indeed's cream ales, and that was really good. How did you think, John?
I'm not a fan.
Really? I think the cream ale really just does it for me, though. But I really liked it. I really, really liked it.
Yeah.
But
I couldn't get into the coconut in that.
The coconut was minor. But I know that coconut for some people it's like was it cilantro for some, where like cilantro is like soap to some people, and
No, I like coconut, but it didn't taste authentic. Like their key lime pie tastes like a key lime pie. This tasted like cream ale with like the cream that you put on top of a pound cake.
Well, if you don't like it, I can take it.
I guess.
No sloppy seconds.
I guess I don't have to take it home.
Yeah, I do like it. No, I like that is one that I just like their cream ale.
Anyway, I also brought a cherry sour.
Yes, so
with a weird skull face on it with a tongue.
I did try that. I do. It's not too bad. I'm not a big fan of sour, and it still has that weirdness that always doesn't really settle me with sours.
It's sour.
But no, sours always taste like puke to me. I don't know why. But
It's because it has the acid in it.
Yeah, I think so. But this is a good puke.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's the puke of a skull with its tongue.
It's
kind of
Mucho
hanging
Gucci.
out.
No, so this is from Fulton, cherry sour. Sorry, oh, cherry. Is there a special name for it?
No, the name is cherry sour, and
With
it's a
ale.
sour ale that tastes like cherries.
It's pretty good.
Oh,
It does indeed do that.
Could you describe the flavor to me?
It's a sour flavor, and there's a hint of cherry in this cherry sour called cherry sour.
Oh, it's very nice. Yeah, very, very nice. All right, Adam.
Yes, I had a.
Well, did you bring any? Though it's what you brought.
No,
He brought
I
schnitzel.
Oh, actually,
brought
he
schnitzel.
made schnitzel.
I bring
for
you
us.
schnitzel. I mean, I made it.
It wasn't in glass though, so
No.
it doesn't count.
Normally
Sorry.
we have too much to bring, and I normally don't bring anything, but this time I did. So I brought a Little Dabby stout. These were actually really good. I think this wasn't yeast at the bottom. I think it was just literally chocolate.
It says it was canned at the Dank House.
No way, it says that.
It says Candid Dank House Brewing in Ohio.
Yeah, we gotta go to Ohio.
The funny thing with this is it's Little Dabby like Little Debbie, and it says stout inspired by fudge rounds. So it's inspired by the cakes from Little Debbie.
Graphic design by Dub Photos.
From Newark, Ohio.
So it was these are a little pricey, but the can's really nice, but it actually was very good. It was very chocolatey.
Artwork by Creeps McPeeps.
That's awesome.
Actually, the artwork definitely makes me think Creeps McPeeps. Definitely.
I feel like
but
his
no,
full name was Carl. I was like, do I have to be
what
Creeps
it-
McBeep?
I wouldn't
Yes.
buy this on the repeat, but no, it was very good to try. I did enjoy it. It wasn't. It tasted more chocolate than stout.
It did.
It was very smooth.
Yes, nice and
enjoyable.
creamy.
So Mike, I was gonna say, what did you bring? Now here's your time to stroke your own ego.
No, I found some stuff in my closet that it was kind of just bubbling, and I brought that.
So
I would say out of all the drinks that we had tonight, that is actually my favorite.
I will agree.
Yeah.
I'm glad I gave you some. to take
I'm
home.
definitely gonna. I'm still gonna say the coconut is the cream ale is my favorite.
tried it yet.
But that was definitely a close second. It was
I'm
very
glad
good.
to hear it. 'Cause
So
that's my
so
goal.
what was that you brought?
That is a black tea mead. That
very nice.
essentially I made black tea, added a ton of honey so that honey could be turned into alcohol over a month. Took a month to ferment. And then when it was finished, I added more honey to give it some sweetness because the black tea made it very, very, very bitter. But I balanced out the bitterness with the honey and ended up with this, and it's quite good.
He also found out that yeast apparently likes caffeine.
Yeast very much lacks caffeine. I had to clear the air stopper 3 times after it started because it went crazy and the bubbles were aggressive.
You basically made a rave party for me.
Yes.
His next batch, which includes meth, is going to be insane.
Whoa, Mr. White, you gotta get me in on that.
You gotta put the yeast on harder and harder
The
stuff.
blue mead.
The blue meat. Blue.
Actually, I did mention at some point about him putting chili colored dye in his mead.
You should.
You gotta make the blue mead.
I like this enough to probably make it again once I have the new yeast that I'm using in a good place.
Yeah.
It's not a good place.
And now you have a little more experience as to what to do going forward. So
yeah, no, that turned out great.
because it looked like there was a lot of sediment, and it wasn't sediment; it was just tea.
It was the tea that was separating.
So, but yeah, it turned out really, really good though. I think that covers everything, and we had our nuclear waste too, so that's what's right.
Yay.
I don't think anyone drank that.
No, that's good because cancer is a bad thing.
It is.
Yeah.
But that is everything for episode 40. So thank you guys much for listening and or watching. And so, Michael, what is your words or word?
The last
One word.
Last one.
Man bear Kyle.
That's a word.
It's one word.
Yep.
That's fine with
It's
me.
a single creature.
A single creature, a single word.
And he owes its mom a lot of money, and that's why he's not here today.